Hi guys, today I am here to bring you a full body Pilates Reformer workout done on a very light spring. As far as equipment goes for this workout, you will need your reformer and your box. I am working on a balanced body reformer, and today I'm using a yellow spring, which is a very light spring. If you have that, great. If you need to work on just a light spring, for me that would be a blue. That's doable as well, but some of this workout will be fairly challenging. As always during the workout, please feel free to modify as necessary. Really listen to your body, and when you're ready, gather that equipment and let's get started. All right guys, so again, I am on that very light yellow spring. My foot bar is up. For now, my head rest is up, and I have my box situated next to my reformer. It is about an inch away, or an inch and a half away, and it's lined up with my shoulder block. So we'll use that in just a few minutes, but for right now, we're gonna start laying down on our back. Come all the way down. Adjust yourself to the center of your carriage. Make sure you have a slight bit of room between your shoulders and your shoulder blocks, and just get nice and comfy here. We're gonna start with all 10 toes on the foot bar, the heels elevated in together, and when you're ready, we're just gonna inhale and very slowly extend the carriage, squeezing the heels together, and then exhale, drawing the carriage back in. For a little bit, while we're doing this short little footwork series, I really want you to focus on trying to engage the abdominals in order to pull the carriage back home. So resist using those big muscles of the thighs and try to let the abdominals do most of the work. Let's do 4 more just like this. Deep squeeze of the heels together, exhaling, pulling the navel to the spine and drawing the carriage in. 3. Good. And last time through here. Very nice. And then just put the arches of your feet onto the foot bar, inner thighs totally together, toes wrapped over the foot bar like bird on a perch, and we'll press out on an inhale, and exhale, pull ourselves back home, deepening that connection to the abdominals. Inhale out, and exhale in. Last 4, if you feel any cramping in the feet, kind of wiggle those toes around, try to work through those little cramps. The last 2. And one more time. And exhale, pulling the carriage all the way back in. Let's move to our heels, sit bone distance apart, flex the feet. Keep those heels actively pressing into the foot bar as you inhale out. And then exhale back in, deepening the core. Inhaling out and exhaling back in. Good. Softening the front of the ribs down to the hips. Let's do 4 more like this. Good, and then just check in with the feet. Make sure you're flexing at the ankle joint and that the toes aren't overworking to try to activate that flexion. Last 2. And one more time. Come all the way in, carefully prop yourself up. Be careful of your box, and then we're gonna come up and we're gonna have a seat. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna move this box a little further down for this. So move your other end of the box close to the shoulder block. We'll start there and then we'll adjust it from there. So come down and sit on the edge of your box with your heels directly underneath the knees, and then float those hands forward of the shoulders. Take a breath, inhale here, and then exhale, tuck the tailbone under and roll the spine back a bit. Take a breath, inhale here, and then exhale, roll the spine back up to seated. We'll do a few more just like that. Half roll backs, tailbone under, deepen the belly, roll back up. Last 3. The last 2. And one more time. Sit nice and tall on those sit bones. Take your hands behind your head, elbows nice and wide. Take a breath, inhale, get taller, and then exhale, rotate to one side. Nice, inhale, get taller through the middle. Exhale, rotate the other way. Do a few more side to side here, just warming up that spine. Knees tracking forward. Hips are evenly weighted. One more each way. And last time. Good. And then we are going to take our strap onto our inside knee so that the strap is crossing over the thigh, and then come back down onto the forearms and wiggle yourself back as far as you can on this box. Now, if this feels incredibly uncomfortable for you to be up on the elbows, you can also do this on your back with your hands behind your head. But see if you can start like this and then progress down onto your back if you feel necessary. Lift the spine up nice and tall. The chest is lifted. You're pressing firmly into the forearms. Your shin is parallel to the floor, and then drive your knee into your chest here. Again, exhaling, drawing the navel in, trying to initiate that movement with the abdominal wall. Check in with your standing leg, the foot that's on the floor, and make sure that the big toe and pinky toe side of the foot feel equally weighted. Last 4, 3, and one more time. Now this knee is staying where it is, the other knee is coming up to meet it. And we're gonna do toe taps down to the floor. One toe and lift, the other toe and exhale, lift. Down and up, down and up. Two more on each side. The last time each way. Good. And then both knees into tabletop. Last exercise here. Your unstrapped leg is going to press forward and pull in. Press forward and pull in. Keep the lift in the chest. Keep your steady gaze forward. Last 4. And 3. And 2. And one more time. Very nice job. Carefully prop yourself up. We're going to take that strap off, and then we'll just move our box a little bit. So I'm going to push it further towards the foot bar and nice and close to the carriage, and then we're going to come down to a lunge position. So your outside leg is going on your box very close to the front edge. Your inside leg is going up against your shoulder block with the foot flexed so the toes are tucked under. The first few repetitions, if you want to have your fingertips on the foot bar for balance, that is totally fine. What we're going to do is just press the knee out, feeling a stretch through the front of that back hip flexor, and then pull the knee back in. Once you feel stable, try to take those hands to the hips instead. And again, just pressing the back thigh out and in. Good. Let's do 4 more here. The last 2. And last 1. Now you can stay with that back knee down if you'd like to. This is going to take it up about 10 notches. You press the carriage out, and then as you pull the carriage in, see if you can press into that front leg and hover the back knee an inch. Then carefully place that foot back or that back knee back down, press the carriage out, shift the weight into the front leg, and hover the back knee an inch. Good. If you feel good there, stay there. If you'd like to, you can stand fully. So press the carriage out, pull the carriage in, and stand fully out of that front leg. Slowly lower the knee back down. Press the carriage out, pull the carriage in, and press away. Last 4 here. Steady gaze, 3. Last 2. I know this is a challenging one, at least it is for me. Last time. Now stay standing. If you're standing, stay standing. Tip the upper body forward and press the carriage out with a straight back leg and in. If you're kneeling, hinge the upper body forward and press the carriage out and in from the front leg. So you really have to use that front glute and hamstring. One of those two options. Just 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bend the back knee, lower it down. And step off to the side. Careful of your box. Now we are going to move that box around to the other side of the reformer. So we'll take it around, lifting it safely, lining your box up with your shoulder block, and coming to sit at the front edge. Good, so any micro adjustments you need to do on that box to make this exercise work for you, just do it. You're gonna take that strap onto your inside knee again. And then remember, we're coming down to the forearms or to the upper back if the forearms does not feel appropriate. Press away from the box, keep the chest nice and lifted, spine long, inside knee floating into tabletop. And now we're gonna draw that knee into the chest and release. And in. Good. Let's do a few more here. Last 2 and last 1. Both knees come up. We're toe tapping left and right. Nice and smooth work through those springs. Good, last 4, 3, and 1 more time. Both knees lift up. Your unstrapped leg is going to shoot forward on an angle and come back in. Good. Nice, 4 more. Last 2, and 1 more time. Good, bring that foot down, carefully prop yourself up. Take your strap off. I'm gonna move my box a little closer to my foot bar. And then we're coming into that kneeling lunge variation. So your outside leg is towards the front edge of the box. Your inside foot is against your shoulder block with the toes tucked under, just in case you wanna float the knee. And then fingertips on the foot bar is great to start, especially. But if you're feeling good already and you want to just take your hands to your hips, you can go for that as well. We're pressing the carriage out from our back knee, so we're opening up the front of the hip flexor and then drawing the knee back underneath the hip. Good. If you feel good there, make sure your toes feel okay, that they're tucked under in a proper way, and then press the carriage out, and as you pull the carriage in, shift your weight into your front foot, hover the back knee an inch or 2, and gently place it back down. Press out, pull in and hover, and lower. If you're feeling good there, stay there. Otherwise, if you'd like to, fully stand and control the lower. We'll do 4 more. Sometimes I re-watch these videos after I've taken them just to see the expression on my face while I'm doing these exercises. I just wonder, do I look like it's easy? Because it's not easy. Do I have a good poker face? I don't know. Good, okay. Now, stand up. Hinge the upper body forward, back leg is fairly straight and you're pressing out and in, or your knee is down and you're pressing out and in with the back knee down. Either way, I want you to really activate that front glute and hamstring, especially as you pull the carriage in. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Carefully control yourself down. Pull the carriage in Woo, and we'll step off to the side there. Good, okay. Now we're gonna take the box onto the carriage. So for this, we're gonna move the box onto the carriage and I'm gonna put it slightly off center, so it's a little over to one side. You're gonna stand on the side that has a little more space on the carriage. You can choose to stay on this very light spring. I am, for this series, gonna change to a blue or a light spring. That's up to you. And then we're gonna come up to kind of a half kneeling position on the box, facing the shoulder blocks. So, one leg on the carriage, the other knee on the box. I'm kind of tucking my toes onto the back of the box for stability, and I'm also pressing my shin into the side of the box for stability. Then I'm gonna take the strap that's closest to my front leg into my hand, lift my elbow up nice and high, and do a bicep curl here. So because we're so far away from the floor, you obviously wanna take your time in your positioning, make sure that you feel stable. And if this does not feel appropriate to you, to be so high up, you can do the same series seated on the box with your feet on your headrest. Good, or if it just doesn't feel good to be on top of your knee, you can just be seated on that box. Let's do 4 more here. Last 2. Spine is long, last 1. Good. Hinge the upper body over, hips go back. I'm gonna choke up on my strap a little bit more, grabbing right below the D-ring, pull the elbow high, and then extend and bend at the elbow. You can grab anywhere on that rope. So if you feel like you need more tension, if you're on that yellow spring and you just want a little more, reach up a little higher on that rope. Bend and extend. Last 4. Last 2. And 1 more time. Okay. Bring your hand down. Put that strap back. Grab your other strap in your same hand. So now the strap is across the reformer. And what we're gonna do is pull our elbow back past the ribs, rotate the torso, and then come on back center. You can stay here with just the elbow pull, or similarly to the exercise draw a sword, you can pull the elbow back and then back fist to the back of the room, bend the elbow, and then return. Pull, stretch, bend, return. Hug your standing shin into the side of the box for stability. We've got 3 more here. And 1 more time. Nice job. Now, instead of that pull and stretch, we're gonna keep the elbow softly bent, and I want you to rotate the spine, kind of like you're trying to open a door. Exhale, rotate the ribs, arm follows the rotation of the ribs. Exhale, rotate. Let's do 3 more here. And 2. And 1 more. Very nice job. Place that strap back as well. Carefully step off to the side of your box. Move the box slightly off kilter so you have more room on that opposite side. And come on around. So here we go. Make sure you have the box on enough that it's nice and stable. Your outside leg is going onto your carriage. Inside knee is going onto the box. I'm tucking my toes over the back. I'm gripping in with the side of my shin. You're gonna grab your strap on the same side of the leg that's forward, bicep curl. Palm up, elbow high, bend. Right now my shoulders are over my hips as much as I can make them. The front of the pelvis is fairly flat. Shoulders are square. So careful that that front shoulder doesn't start to lead. Last 4 here. And one more time. Good. Hinge forward at the hips, grab where you need to on your strap, pull the elbow high, and here's our tricep extension. Nice and steady gaze. The last 4 here. Last 2. And one more time. Bring that strap down. Carefully reach and grab your other strap. And here goes our elbow pull. So stand up tall again, pull the elbow and rotate, and return. Pull the elbow and rotate, and return. And then option to add that extension of the arm, really focusing on the use of the shoulder blade. Smooth and controlled. Nice, 3 more here. And 2. Last time. Very nice job. Soften the elbow. Now open your door. Exhale, rotate the ribs. Last 3. And one more. Very nice job. Carefully bring that strap back. We're going to take our box off and we are going to place it to the side of the machine. So what I'd like you to do is line it up so that the center of the box is kind of at the center of the shoulder block. And you want a bit of distance, maybe 2 inches or so, maybe a little longer if you're taller. I'm only 5'2", so I only need a short little distance there. And then we're going to come to kneeling on the box. If you've changed your spring to one blue or one light spring, you should change back to that yellow, that very light, okay? And then hands on the box. The leg closest to the foot bar is going to reach behind you and rest against the shoulder blocks. I hope that you can see that, but it's rested on the shoulder block and I'm doing my best to keep my toes elevated off of the carriage. And then we're just gonna do a little leg press across. So you're working the inner thigh and pressing that carriage out. Shoulders square to the floor, hips square to the floor. Good. And if this causes any discomfort in the shoulders or the wrists, you could also come down to your forearms, but you might need to put an extra box in front of you so you have the distance so that you don't feel too cramped up on the box. The last 4 and 3. And we'll add on just a little bit. So from here, you're going to press the shoulder block across, bring the carriage home, bring your back foot over the shoulder block once, and then over the shoulder block twice, and go again. Press, release, up and over, up and over. Press, release, up and over, up and over. Let's do 4 more. And 3. Then we have one final little challenge, 2. And last one. Nice job. Okay, we're going back just to the press across, but you have the option this time to float your opposite hand up off of the box. So you could reach it down on an angle, you could hover it over the box, or you could reach it straight forward, and now we're pressing across. And exhale, press. And exhale, press. Good. Lifting out of the shoulders, you've got 5, 4, last 2, and last 1. Good, both hands down, bring that knee down, bring your other leg back behind you. From here, you're going to do a press out with the hip and press. So just abducting the leg away from the body. Pretty small movement here, not too big. Really trying to isolate that outer hip. You've got 4 more. 3. And last one. And then we are just going to continue on with the option to float your opposite arm up. Finding that balance. Good. And 4 more. Last 2. Ooh. And 1 more time. Good. Both hands down, both knees down onto the box. Round your spine. Arch your back. Round your spine. And arch your back. Beautiful. Okay, let's bring that box around to the other side. Just adjust that. So carefully lift your box. Align the center of the box with the center of the headrest. And here we go again. So we're going to kneel. The leg that's closest to the shoulder, to the foot bar is going to reach back behind you. Then you're going to press that leg across. Hips and shoulders are square to the floor. Trying to hover my foot and not anchor my toe down. Last 4, 3, and then we'll add on. So press across, release, lift up and over, press across, release, up and over, 4 more sets. And 3. Good. Okay, go back to just the press across, and then option to hover your opposite hand, float it in front of you or down towards the floor. Just press that leg across. Think about keeping the lifted knee pointing straight down to the floor. And we'll do 4 more here. The last 2, and 1 more time. Bring the carriage home, bring that knee down onto the box. Switch out your legs, bring your other leg back, and we'll just press that that carriage away. Good. The last 4. The last 2, and then let's continue on with the other hand hovered or reaching forward, or maybe hand behind the head. For me, I don't have much space on this side of the reformer, so hand behind the head is a great option. Good, last 4, and 3, and 2. And 1. Very nice job. All right, bring the carriage home. Carefully step off to the side. We are going to take our box onto the reformer. Again, you're on that yellow spring, so it's fairly light. If you felt like you needed a little more resistance to support your body in this next movement, you could switch your spring out. We are going to come to kneeling on top of the box, so carefully come on top. Hands on the foot bar. Knees on the box. Shoulders stay over the wrists here, and I just want you to press back into a plank, kneeling plank, and then pull it back in. And then press back, kneeling plank, and pull it back in. And then press back into your kneeling plank, and from there, press the carriage out further, and pull yourself back in. Now you can press out just an inch, you can press out 2 inches, you can press out pretty far, but I do want you to think about keeping the shoulders sliding down the back, squeezing little oranges underneath your armpits as you come back forward to really engage the lats. Exhaling on your way forward. Let's do 4 more. And 3. And one more time. Come on forward. Bring your knees back under your hips. Bring one leg back behind you. The other hand in front of you. Try to keep the carriage closed and hold here. That's it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn the palm down. Slide your arm and leg away from each other. And back in. And away from each other. And back in. Last 3. Now, if this doesn't feel good with hand and arm, you could do just the leg. The last 2. I'm sorry, leg and arm. You could do just the leg. And last 1. And then hand down, knee down. Same thing, other side. Opposite leg goes back behind you. Opposite arm goes forward if you're taking that variation. Hold here. Brace through that core. Keep the carriage as steady in space as you can. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slide the arm and the leg away from each other. And back in. The last 3, and 2, and 1 more time, and center. Very nice job. Okay, from here, we're just gonna turn our box sideways, kind of in the center of the carriage. Have a seat at the center of the box. Drape one foot over the front edge. Let your other knee travel down towards the shoulder blocks. If you need to adjust the box further away, just do it. Make sure you have enough space there to feel comfortable. We're gonna reach out for our foot bar. Take a really nice, just side bend, up and over. Feeling that stretch down the ribs, down into the side of the waist and the hip, and then come on in. Let's do 2 more just like that. And my hand is slightly forward of my shoulder on the foot bar. And I'm working hard to externally rotate that shoulder. I have a tendency to roll my shoulder forward. Maybe you do as well, but just remind yourself of those little tendencies you might have. Check in with yourself. Let's do 1 more time. Nice, and then come on up. Turn to face the shoulder blocks, shimmy around to the other side. Make sure you feel like you're in a comfortable position for your body. Reach over for your foot bar and reach up and over. Let's do 3 more like that. And 1 more time. Good. And come on up. Beautiful. All right, turn to face me. You can just hang those legs off the side of the box. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, elbows wide, little back bend. Again, inhale up. Exhale, elbows wide. And 1 more time, inhale it up. And exhale, elbows wide. And you guys are all done. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that light spring workout. Leave me a comment or a question down below. Let me know how you got on, and then let me also know what you would like to see next. Also, I'm thinking of starting to do live videos via YouTube, so if you think you might be interested in that, give me a little response down below to let me know how you'd feel about that. And as always, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.